to me about the potential of Wike actually being the political leader of the APC in the South if he ever moves into the APC.
Like I said, if Wike moves, the tendency that Amaechi will leave is there. So if Wike moves, even right now as it is, as APC is presently constituted, the people running the affairs of the party are people that either they have been with Wike or they went to visit Wike.
Now, and of course, the visit by Nyesom Wike to Victor Giadom, what does it really mean actually in terms of the politics of Rivers State generally? Giadom used to be an ally, or he's still an ally of Rotimi Amaechi, former governor, and now Nyesom Wike is going to court him. Does it look like Nyesom Wike is set to actually defect to the APC?
Well, in politics, you expect anything. That's the truth of the matter. The speculations have been right that the minister is going to defect to the APC, and of course, if that's going to happen, definitely he has to go through the proper channel, which is to meet with the leadership of the party in the state. But he has not come out to say he's defecting, but everybody believes that the moves he's been making lately shows that he intends to move. But with the situation in the state right now, it will be funny for you to bring in a governor and leave him in a party and go to another party where probably it's only your interest, as in you are minister and you're working with the president. I'm not sure he was given the conditions that he needs to move to APC. Otherwise, he probably would have done that before he got that appointment. But maybe he has also looked at the situation of PDP and then thinks that the best thing to do is just to move. But like he said, Victor Giadom is his friend. They never stopped talking, even while Victor was, I mean, they were all on different paths, but they never stopped talking. Yeah. But Victor was fighting for power for his own party, while he too was fighting for power. So what it means is actually that they are reconciling whatever differences, estranged friends coming together. So we are waiting to see what that portends in the nearest future. We hope that it will not just be one of those things dramaed by politicians, because we've seen enough drama. Yeah, you know.
If you take a look at the delegation, you will see that Dan Obi, who happens to be the PDP National Vice Chairman for South-South, was in that delegation going to visit the APC National Vice Chairman for South-South. And Samuel Anyao, who has just been confirmed today as the PDP National Secretary by the court, you know, after having gone to contest for the Imo State governorship election, was there too. And some of these people, and this looks like a very powerful delegation. With senators, former House of Rep members, former senators too, and all of that in this delegation. And then if you juxtapose it with Senator Magnus Abe also saying that he's moving into the APC, what exactly, what was the handwriting that we are seeing here?
Well, nobody wants to be left out, you know, where the party is. That's the truth of the matter. But again, that the presence of Senator Anyanwu and Dan Obi does not really suggest that they are leaving, because if that should be the case,
but they are his allies.
No, they are his allies. They've been friends. You know, in politics, there's no permanent enemy, no permanent friend. You know, what you have is permanent interest, and so if their interests, run at cross purposes, you won't see them. But as long as their interest is for a particular purpose, you will see them together. And then the man says he didn't go there because of political reasons. He went to see his friend. It was not a political visit per se.
And you believe him?
But of course, when politicians are involved, you should know that we know better than that. You know, so they've been friends, and then I think it's just a matter of trying to align and realign, and then see what the future portends. And again, even he said, the minister said it, Victor had come to congratulate him with some APC leaders when he was appointed. So it was like a return visit. So it's not really that he went out looking for the APC leadership. You know, so,
But how about the statement that was made there, that if some people think that they are in control of Rivers politics, that when the time comes that they will know who's in control of the structure, the political structure in Rivers State. Do you think that was a dig at the governor?
Yeah, you know that the minister has been away for some time, and then people probably have not heard from him, his supporters too, his followers. So, of course, he has to tell them something to reassure them that they are still in charge. Every politician does, every leader does that. Even when you're sinking, you will also say, I'm in charge, you know. So, and he also knows his strengths. The luck that Wike has, I can tell you for free, is that he's a minister and a super minister at that. Very close to the president. They understand the power play. Even the president himself understands. So if he says he's in charge, don't rule that out, because we saw it happen even the days of Jonathan when Amaechi was governor and Wike was a minister. You saw the way the party structure was taken away from Amaechi in PDP, and he eventually left. And that brings me to the issue of people, I mean, when the governor says, I have the red pen. You know, nobody
that's what I wanted to ask you.
Nobody can take the
question. What does it portend for the governor after he had previously said that he has that red pen and nobody will take it away from him?
One, he has to reassure his people. He was in his hometown. And of course, he needed to tell them something that would make them feel good. And then, because a lot of persons were worried about his statement saying that he's for peace and that he's going to abide by the resolutions. So it was like homecoming. Let me tell them something and reassure them that we're in charge. But again, if you look at it deeper than that, when you have the red pen, what it means is that you are the chief executive, you sign the contracts, you can give life or death to anybody. But we have been in Rivers State. We have also seen a situation where a sitting governor who had the red pen at some point couldn't function as governor. It happened during Amaechi's second tenure, when the fight was at its peak. And Amaechi, the allocations were not coming. The oil wells that were for Rivers State were taken and ceded to Bayelsa. So that also affected what was coming into the state. And that also affected him. He couldn't, you know, finish most of the projects that, particularly the White Elephant ones, the ones we refer to White Elephant projects. He couldn't finish them because the allocations had dropped. And yes, and then of course he had to move to APC. And getting to APC means that he needed to show presence, and that means spending more money. So it's that's why I said it's not about the person who has the red pen. It's about the person who can influence the use of the red pen. And of course, whether you like it or not, they think that Tinubu is Buhari. No, Tinubu is not. They are different people. Tinubu is a politician to the core. And then he understands even what federal might can do. So nobody should rule that out. And for a man he believes who did so much to help him win his election, he would do anything to support him, no matter what.
Do you think Tinubu's eyes are really on Rivers State? Does it really need Rivers State so much?
There is no government that comes that will not look into Rivers State. I saw it happen. Even Buhari at some point, towards the tail end of his administration, he had to open his doors to Wike. Wike was honored. He was given an award for the being,
I remember then.
And all that. It was like they were now trying to, cut his friendship at some point, because they knew the Rivers State, like Akwa Ibom, has a lot of money. They have a lot of money.
And not just money, how about votes?
And they have the votes. They also have the votes. If you can actually swing it, though, because the last election we saw a lot of divisions, but at the end of the day, the man was able to take the votes.
Well, if you follow what one of the leaders had recently said, that look, Labour Party actually won, but some things actually happened while pleading with their supporters.
The mistake.
That statement has caused a lot of, has ruffled a lot of, feathers here and there.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, but I just want to bring you back to the issues of the governor and Wike. Do you think that Fubara is actually someone who can withstand a battle with Wike, because having the executive powers actually gives them an upper hand.
That's right.
But Wike is trying to push the federal might, like you have said. If we are going towards 2027 and Wike is reconciling with Victor Giadom, what does that really mean in terms of the politics, concerning that Victor Giadom is also an ally of Amaechi?
Well, you can never tell. Victor is an ally of Amaechi, and Victor is an individual who is occupying a position. That's not the entire APC leadership. Amaechi still has some, measure of, followers who are with him. But we've not heard from him lately because probably his law school program and all that. But what I can say is for Wike to align, he needs to go even beyond Victor. There are still other persons he probably needs to, reconcile and bring into the, if he's going to do that battle, And then for Fubara, he may not have what it takes. He may not have the experience as a politician. But don't rule out the fact that there are experienced politicians that are around him. he has the support of the former governor, Dr. Peter Odili.
Yeah.
Are you getting me? He has a few other persons, you know, who were also part of both Amaechi's government and Wike's government. And these are the guys, these are the foot soldiers that do these things. So they are not going to fight on an unfamiliar terrain. It's going to be fighting a familiar foe, both of them on both sides. Wike knows them as much as he knows them. But again, the ability to throw in the money and the strategy is what matters. And
do you foresee an Amaechi leaving APC for Nyesom Wike?
Well, it's left for both of them to really, you know, tell us what they want. Because I was discussing with some persons and I said, if Wike is actually going to come to the APC, of course, what I know of both of them, Amaechi may not want to remain in APC. He may not want to remain in APC. He may just decide to stay away until probably the future comes up with something. I don't think that's Wike's interest for now. I think Wike's interest is to get the people who are active for now in the APC. If he can get them to stand, and he's actually doing that. A lot of them are
and I can see that he's also spreading his tentacles, not just in Rivers State, but within the Niger Delta. I mean, and playing a lot of poker games here and there.
I'm even thinking that he's lost a lot of patronage, or in the recent past, because he had quite a lot of strength, hold on most of the states around. But somehow, I don't know what happened, and then probably he has realized it and he's still going back to see how he can get these people to return to his fold. And for me, for every good politician, that's how it should be. Yeah, I mean, you can't be the only tree in the forest. You need people, and it's only the people.
At that meeting, he was telling them that, look, you Opobo people, we've given you this, we've given you that. Don't cause trouble for us in the Niger Delta, because of course we need to execute the budget. And but one thing actually that some people are beginning to use to actually accuse Nyesom Wike of recent, I had some conversation with some people, is that Nyesom Wike could have in one way or the other also tried to, as part of building his profile for 2027, maybe see if he could have saved someone like Betta Edu. I mean, having been a national women leader of the APC, and then with his strength, with all that's ongoing, that in one way or the other he could have maybe pulled the strings. Is there any way he could have done anything like that?
How could Wike have done that? Is he a magician? We are talking about the laws, set laws. We're talking about the constitution. I mean, if there's any infraction, I mean, the law would take its course. What would Wike have done?
Yeah, but now they are saying that the Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji, whose name is being mentioned, has not been pushed aside like Betta Edu. When one of his companies was actually said to have been given one of these contracts. And people say that's because of his closeness to people like Fem Gbajabiamila and even the president and some associates.
But you also know that even Betta was very close to the president, the wife, Gbajabiamila, the rest of them, the National Assembly members, ministers. So it's about who puts his signature first. And then when investigation is carried out, if Ojo, I mean, is involved, of course he has to go.
But here's a Wike who's trying to be the leader of the APC in the South. That's the aim we hear is heading to. Move into the party, capture not just the Rivers State chapter, but of course the South APC. Yeah. I mean, wouldn't this count against him?
Well, it won't count against him, because even Betta came from somewhere. Somebody brought in Betta from, day one. Betta was a commissioner and was working closely with Ayade. So even her appointment, her nomination as the national woman leader of APC was influenced by Ayade. I remember the crisis they had then, the leadership of the APC in the South. You know, so normally, naturally, what she would do is to go back to her, who supposed godfather. That's the way it's done. And
that's
then
if they are still together.
Yes, and that's if she also has a relationship with Wike, and then if Wike was. But like I said, it's too open for Wike to get involved.
Okay, just before I let you go, very quickly in 30 seconds, talk to me about the potential of Wike actually being the political leader of the APC in the South, if he ever moves into the APC.
Like I said, if Wike moves, the tendency that Amaechi will leave is there. So if Wike moves, even right now as it is, as APC is presently constituted, the people running the affairs of the party are people that either they have been with Wike or they went to visit Wike to congratulate him on his appointment. So we see them more as Wike. So if you look at it, Wike is like, he's even the one controlling the structure of the party. So it's left for Amaechi and his people to either stay or move. And like I said, the Amaechi I know is definitely not going to stay.
All right. Interesting times ahead. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much.